Hello, my name is Gerline Pierre. I would like to welcome you to the 2021 South Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Financial Services Virtual Grants Workshop. The financial requirement procedures is to ensure consistency and accountability in securing and managing grant funds. Please use the Accounting Grants staff contact list with any questions or concerns about your grant. Terms and conditions. Subgrantees are responsible for all terms and conditions of the grant, so please read before submitting. Please submit all inquiries to the grant accounting email at grantaccounting@scdps.gov. I will highlight the terms and conditions below. Audit requirements, non-supplanting agreement, contract approvals, sole source, obligation of grant funds, utilization and payment, recording and documentation, financial responsibility, program income, retention of records, and property control, use, and disposition. Please refer to the grant application for the terms and conditions. Supplanting. To deliberately reduce state or local funds because of the existence of federal funds. For example, when state funds are appropriated for a stated purpose and federal funds are awarded for that same purpose, the state replaces its state funds with federal funds, thereby reducing the total amount available for the stated purpose. Make sure to use agencies' funds before using federal funds. Purchase approval. Approval to purchase is required for all purchases, regardless of the amount, by submitting a quote, estimate, or shopping cart to grantaccounting@scdps.gov. Please see email examples below. Please note that grants cannot be processed without purchase approvals. Procurement. If you have any procurement questions, please refer to the procurement website. Contact SCDPS Grants Accounting for approval before proceeding with any purchases. Please note that purchases 0 to 10,000 must be fair and reasonable. Purchases 10,000 to 25,000 must have 3 quotes from qualified vendors. If 3 quotes cannot be obtained, must solicit an SCBO. For small purchases 25,000 to 50,000, it must be advertised in SCBO for at least 7 days, unless a shorter time frame is required and approved. Visit the MMO website for estimates of budget items at www.procurement.sc.gov. Please visit the procurement website for state contract. Contact SCDPS Grants Accounting for approval before proceeding with any purchases. Please follow the instructions on how to create an SCBO advertisement. Contractual services. All contractual services will need to be advertised in SCBO for 7 days if you don't have the following: an existing contract with a vendor that is on state contract to perform the desired service. The next tab we will go over is travel. Travel costs must be consistent with your agency's policy and procedures. Under travel, we have mileage. Follow your policy up to state limits. The state follows federal policy. Complete travel support documents for reimbursement. Travel support documents must be submitted with the signature of the employee and supervisor. Please note, rate currently approved by the Comptroller General is 56 cents per mile. This is as of January 1st, 2021. We also have under travel, per diem. Follow your policy up to state limits. Listed below are the in-state and out-of-state rates per day. Submit your internal form documenting the number of days and amount claimed. Contact us if you do not have a form. The form must be signed by the employee supervisor or grant official. The last tab under travel is lodging. Please follow your policy up to state limits. The state follows GSA rates. Verify lodging rates on the GSA website at www.gsa.gov at the time of grant budget preparation. Note that rates vary by location. If your location is not listed, the current default rate is $96 per person per night. Travel related to training or conferences. Exceptions are registration goes in other category. Submit a copy of the hotel/motel receipt. This should also be reflected on the agency's internal travel approval form. Equipment category. Equipment category includes any individual item $1,000 or over. Vehicle packages include accessories. Computer packages include printer/accessories. Exception, software. Please note that software should be listed under other category. Make sure you obtain a reasonable quote for all your equipment items. If you are granted an award, please submit a copy of your receipt or invoice when submitting for reimbursement. Please keep in mind that only items purchased within the grant period will be reimbursed. Other category. Other categories consist of office supplies and materials, utilities, maintenance, printing costs, registration fees, advertising, lease agreements, indirect cost, telephone, software, and office rent. Please note there is no miscellaneous allowed. Please submit a reasonable quote for any items you are looking to purchase that are a part of the awarded budget. Make sure to include a copy of the paid receipt or invoice when submitting for reimbursement. Only items purchased within the grant period will be reimbursed. Property control form. Each item of equipment acquired under the grant with grantor funds must be reported on this form if the cost of the equipment is $1,000 or more and has a useful life of 1 year or more. This form must be included with the final request for payment for the grant. The final request for payment will not be processed without this form. Instructions for completing the property control record form are printed on the back of the form. Review of matching requirements and rules are funds from states or local units of government that have a binding commitment for grant programs or project. Funds donated mainly to private corporations, organization, or individual. Program income and the related interest earned on that program income generated from projects with prior approval. Notes on budget narrative. The notes on budget narratives are: the budget narrative should be used to explain why the items listed in the budget are needed. Show each budget category and provide detailed explanations for each line item. Do not provide dollar amounts in the narrative. And pay special attention to unusual items or salary increases from year to year. Provide additional details. The final tab is certification tabs. Project director, implementing agency/department, head or person involved in the daily operations of the project. Financial officer, city or county finance director or state agency chief financial officer. Official authorized to sign are the mayor, city or county administrator, or state agency director. Please note, these must be 3 separate individuals. This concludes the financial requirements and procedures for South Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Financial Services Virtual Grants Workshop.